Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another review. That's right, another one. I'm bringing in another one, and this one is for the Belko Experiment, which is a brand new horror slash comedy slash action movie directed by Greg McLean, who of course made the terrific The Darkness from last year. And it's also written by James Gunn, of course, the guy that wrote Scooby-Doo to Monsters Unleashed. Fuck. Nah, of course, I'm just kidding. James Gunn, of course, I mean, he did write that, to be fair. He did the first one, too. He wrote the first one. He wrote both of them. What happened? Why'd you do that? But that's fine. He's done some really good stuff. Super, I really loved. Okay, of course I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I can go on about that. I love that movie. And, you know, I love a lot of his movies. Slither. I love James Gunn. He's great. He's great. And he wrote this. He didn't direct it. The director is Greg McLean, the director of The Darkness, which is one of the worst movies of last year. But he also did a really good, underrated movie, Wolf Creek, which I really, really liked. So he's a decent director, and James Gunn is a really good writer. So hopefully this works, especially since the premise itself is unique enough. I mean, we've seen stuff like this where people have to go and kill each other. And they're like forced to, you know, I mean, look at Hunger Games. It's like Hunger Games, except this is much more violent. Much more violent. Woo! So violent. But it is a simple premise that hasn't been done that much, so I guess you can kind of consider it unique, especially since most horror movies nowadays are, oh, it's a family in a house, and oh my god, the closet door's shut, there's a ghost in here, I'm out, peace. Or, you know, yeah. So it's unique enough. Like I said, the movie takes place all in one building, Belko Industries, which they don't really explain what Belko Industries is. Like, what is it? It's a government-run facility, but they don't really tell you exactly what they do. That's not the point. The point is, this giant building has tons of people in it. They say around 80 people. So 80 employees are in this facility, and it starts to close down. It just like big metal doors just go over all the windows and doors. It's kind of like Dread in a way, where everything's just closed off and all these people are encased inside this building. And they are told they have to go and kill each other. At first it's like only a few people have to die, and then next it's like, alright, 30 people have to die, and if they don't die in 2 hours, then we're going to kill 60 people, and it just goes on from there. And the movie is extremely violent. At maybe like the 30-minute mark, it does not stop after that. After 30 minutes, this movie becomes insane when it comes to action, violence, even some tension. This movie's actually really tense, and I was very surprised by that. I thought it was just going to be a silly, dumb, goofy action horror movie with some comedy in there, and it was all that stuff, but it was also very tense at times. There's scenes where people are like, oh, when is the like shooting going to start? And you don't know when these characters are actually going to do that, because James Gunn tries to flesh these characters out enough where you can tell they're like, at least some of them, especially Tony Goldwyn's character, you can tell that he's still, these people are people, you know, like they're not just gonna flip and now they're killing machines. So you can kind of see that a little bit, and then when the violence starts, it's pandemonium after that. It's really, really violent, pretty well filmed. You can tell what's going on. Even when it gets dark in the building, like the lights go out at one point, you can tell what's going on. The practical effects are great. When people die, it's all just blood gushes and stuff, and it's disgusting. People's heads are exploding. You get to see real close-up views of that. People are picking stuff out of the head, which might not make sense when I explain it, but it makes sense in the movie. But it's really violent, really, really, really violent, and it really does a decent job of showing that, you know, people will get really, really violent for reasons, but they still have some humanity in them. Some of the characters in here. There's other ones where they're already insane and they just had to have that one thing that made them just fucking flip, okay? And there's a couple characters like that in here, especially John C. McGinley's character. That guy, you immediately know, oh, that guy's insane. Now, even though I did say the movie does slow down to show the humanity in some of these people, and it's not just straight up gore fest and that's it, no one has any morals whatsoever, don't expect the most character development out there, okay? There is mostly none, especially since obviously don't follow 80 people. Like, that would be insane. So you follow a good dozen, and when I mean follow, I mean you get to know these doesn't, I would say, by what they are like in the movie. I mean, like, what their one thing is. Like, there's one character that speaks kind of effeminate. There's one character that doesn't really speak that much, but he's kind of serious in the face. Tony Goldwyn, he's the boss, and he's the stern, serious type. And he might have, like, a backstory where he was, like, a U.S. Navy SEAL or something like that. The main character, John Gallagher Jr., he's the main character. You know, he's kind of like the shy one, but he'll take action when he needs to. There's simple things like that. There's a nerdy guy. There's a fat lady that's funny and nice or whatever. You know, there's the sexy security lady. That's right. There's the crazy guy played by John C. McGinley. Like, there's just little characteristics, just one little thing, so you can at least identify them when their head fucking explodes, okay? And I appreciated it, and I also appreciated that the actors did a damn good job of just portraying these characters in a way where I can kind of not relate to them, but at least I could be like, oh, that guy died. Oh, he was kind of funny. You know, you're not going to cry for any of these characters, of course, and the movie doesn't expect you to. It's just a fun movie to watch if you're just sitting down. Maybe better for a rental if you're watching it with a bunch of friends, or if you want to bring friends to the theater and just laugh at some of the insane violence. Then this is definitely the perfect movie for that. It's definitely a movie just to watch with friends. Have a beer or whatever you do, whatever you guys do with friends. I don't know. I don't got any. But whatever you do, this is probably a good movie to watch. It's a fun movie. It's short. It doesn't overstay its welcome at all. There's some decent character moments. It's pretty funny at times. It's not hilarious, but it's pretty funny. The practical effects are amazing. I think they're actually really damn good. It's very violent, very good. It's very good. It's well directed, well written for the most part. The writing isn't great, but you know, it's well written for what it needs to be. The only problem I had is maybe the ending. The ending is a little obvious, but really there's not a build up to this mystery. Like, why is this happening? There really isn't much of a build up. Like, no one's questioning, like, what is going on? It's more like, this is what we have to do. At the 30-minute mark, they're just like, I guess this is what we have to do. So let's do it. And they start killing each other. Pretty hardcore, too. A lot of people die. Oh, my God. You see a lot of heads explode, too. Oh, boy. So, there you go. That's my review for the Belko Experiment. If you want to see some heads explode, then this is a movie for you, baby. If you want to see, you know, fun little romantic musical, then go see Beauty and the Beast, I guess, you know. But if you want to see some hardcore for men, for real people, go see Belko Experiment. It's not great, but it's fun. I'm going to give it a 28 out of 40. I really liked it. So there you go. Anyway, thank you, and until next time, goodbye.